The nation is still reeling from Thursday's bombshell announcement that Lisa Marie Presley was filed for divorce from Michael Jackson. According to friends, the two were never a good match. She's more of a stay-at-home type, and he's more of a homosexual pedophile.
The National Museum of African American History opened on the Washington Mall this week, and it gives a detailed account of black history in the U.S. Or, for a different version of black history, give my grandpa scotch.
Oh, now you on my side.
Arriving back in the U.S. after his week in London, O.J. Simpson was asked by a reporter why he hadn't spent Mother's Day with his children. A visibly annoyed Simpson replied, "Idiot, I didn't spend Mother's Day with my kids because I killed their mother."
Officials in India are hoping to deal with the exploding monkey population by providing the monkeys with birth control. India, where they treat monkeys better than America treats women. By the way, they have to use birth control pills because every time they tried to teach a monkey to put on a condom, it ate the banana.
Anyway, March is Women's History Month, while April is a lot of backed up dishes.
Well, in a recent interview, Christopher Reeve said that Robin Williams' comedy helped convince him to go on living. He then added that Pauly Shore's comedy made him pray for the sweet release that death would bring.
October is Blindness Awareness Month, so don't forget to say you're wearing a ribbon.
In an effort to raise money for his enormous legal bills, O.J. Simpson this week began marketing a video which attempts to prove his innocence. Should the tape not sell, Simpson has a backup idea, his very own video of the actual murders themselves.
A woman in Australia gave birth to a 13-pound baby, completely ruining her down under. Doctors say it has left her with what you might call a bloomin' onion. Sorry.
King of Pop Michael Jackson, who collapsed during rehearsals for a concert last week, has been released from the hospital. Doctors say his condition is stable and continues to improve, although he is still a freak.
It was revealed that a church in North Carolina forced married couples to wait a year before having sex, which means the something blue at their wedding was balls.
On Friday, the Juice officially endorsed Bill Clinton for president, adding, quote, "I'd like to help him any way I can." To which the president replied, "Well, there is one thing."
It was announced that after more than 140 years, the Ringling Brothers Circus will close in May due to falling ticket sales and protests from animal rights groups. The animals will be released into sanctuaries, while the clowns will be released into the woods.
And in Boise, the Idaho State Medical Board has censured Dr. LeVar Withers after dozens of women alleged that he fondled them while their legs were up in stirrups. An angry Dr. Withers replied, "Hey, if I'm such a monster, why didn't they just go to another dentist?"
Officials in a small town in China have given in to animal rights activists and made it illegal to sell dog meat. So good news, animal lovers. Free dog meat!
Last week in Arizona, Marine Corps engineers extended a steel barrier between the United States and Mexico by 2.5 miles. It's all part of a plan to make illegal aliens walk an extra 2.5 miles.
Maintenance workers in Baltimore say they have cleared a 140-ton fatberg from the sewer system, which is made up of congealed fat and waste that will not break down. So good news, Baltimore, the McRib is back.
And in California, Christian Brando was released from state prison Monday after serving nearly 5 years for killing his sister's boyfriend. Meanwhile, his father, Marlon Brando, ate 9 pizzas.
March is Women's History Month, so ladies, that cake is not gonna bake itself. Before you ladies get angry and send a bunch of messages about how sexist that joke is, let me just remind you to finish baking that cake.
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no, no, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no, no, no. I need someone like you.
Eric Etheridge, editor of George magazine, has quit over policy differences with the publication's editor-in-chief, John F. Kennedy Jr. Translation, they're both banging the same receptionist. After 30 years of non-stop touring, the Grateful Dead is finally breaking up. Fans of the group, formerly known as Deadheads, will now be called homeless people.
For the first time in 146 years, it has not snowed in Chicago during the months of January and February, or all the snowflakes were shot before they reached the ground.
While performing in New York this week to a packed audience, Yoko Ono shocked the crowd by tearing up a Bible. Most shocking of all, Yoko Ono performed to a packed audience.
A new investigation has revealed that Subway's chicken contains only about 50% chicken DNA, though that's pretty much best case scenario for a DNA swab at Subway.
Only weeks away from parenthood, Pamela Lee Anderson and her husband, rocker Tommy Lee, are considering names for their new baby. If it's a girl, they'll name it after the mother and call it Pamela. And if it's a boy, they'll name it after the father and call it Lucky Bastard.
This Wednesday was a day without a woman, sponsored by Jergens Lotion.
Jergens, you know what it's for.
20th Century Fox has announced that Macaulay Culkin will not be hired to star in Home Alone 3. Studio spokesman said that it was nothing personal, but with Culkin now 16 years of age, the only way to keep him in the film would be to make the character retarded.
Tomorrow's Mother's Day, so don't forget to call your mama, 'cause I won't.
Well, this week, Attorney General Janet Reno charged software giant Microsoft with trying to monopolize access to the internet and has asked a federal court to fine the company $1 million per day. Analysts say that at this rate, Microsoft CEO Bill Gates will be broke just 10 years after the Earth crashes into the sun.
A Kickstarter project has been launched to create a line of rompers for men called Romp Him, as in the victim of the beating was wearing a romp him.
Notice me the deepest one, the stage of all the air, mate. Water for east for me, I'm out wait. And they'll fun to see some water market for offenses. I can't self song. Love scare, gram, love scare. Break the trend, but they cuffs and ammo, not scare. And that red bras on this shit up, wrong fans. I snooping at the kill and tell. Yo, listen up. Let me tell you a tale about the voices of the unheard beyond the veil. In a world so divided where the poor are denied their rights and their dignity swept aside. The streets are alive with silent cries of the marginalized, living in lies. Systems rigged, stacked against the weak, but we rise up. Our voices we speak. Voices of the unheard, we shout it loud. Injustice and oppression, we won't allow. From the streets to the halls of power, we demand change every minute, every hour. It's a fight for the oppressed, the marginalized crew. From the ghettos to the refugee queue. No more silence, no more fear. We march together, our message clear. From racial divides to gendered walls, we break them down, watch them fall. Equality ain't just a dream, it's a must in the struggle for justice and whom we trust. Voices of the unheard, we shout it loud. Injustice and oppression, we won't allow. From the streets to the halls of power, we demand change every minute, every hour, every hour. Politicians talk, but actions speak. Promises broken, leaving hearts to bleed. With the change we seek, the revolution seed. In unity, solidarity, we take the lead. No more divided, we stand as one in the battle for justice until it's won. So raise your voice, let it be heard. In the chorus of change, let your words be stirred. Voices of the unheard, we shout it loud. Injustice and oppression, we won't allow. From the streets to the halls of power, we demand change every minute, every hour, every hour. Voices of the unheard, we shout it loud. Injustice and oppression, we won't allow. From the streets to the halls of power, we demand change every minute, every hour.
Well, in a sworn deposition this week, O.J. Simpson claimed that he never, ever beat, choked, or hit his ex-wife with a closed or open fist. Luckily for O.J., lawyers forgot to ask if he'd ever cut her head off.